Welcome everybody to the inaugural Art Basel with the New York Sun reception. By the time we're done, Ron, we'll need triple the size. I want to thank everybody who was a big part in putting this event together. So, Adriana, you're a superstar. Mai as well. And I want to offer a special welcome to Ben Freeman, who is one of the key leaders at the New York Sun, who came all the way from Texas. Thank you for being with us today. Ron, I don't use the word friend lightly, but you are a very dear friend going back over a decade. Your passion, your wisdom, your enthusiasm, your encouragement, your support, your friendship, I'm incredibly grateful for on a personal basis, and I know all of us are grateful for the color that you bring to this world, which is sometimes a bleak and dark place. But when we're in this studio tonight, we don't feel that. Thank you, Ron. I want to share with you all a story about a New York Times political correspondent who died and went to heaven. And when he walked through the pearly gates, he was greeted by a long hallway, and floor to ceiling, all the way up and down the hallway, were rows and rows and rows of clocks. So the New York Times political correspondent approached a nearby angel, and he said to him, "Dear sir, it is my first time here. You've got to tell me how this works. What's the deal with all of these clocks?" So he says, well, you know, each one of these clocks represent a person, an individual, and the minute hand on the clock represents the amount of lies that that person has told in his life. So you see this here clock right here, you see the minute hand is 1 minute past the hour. That's Abe Lincoln's clock, because he only ever told one lie in his life. And then that clock over there, that's George Washington's clock. You see the minute hand is only 2 minutes past the hour because he only ever told 2 lies in his life. So says the New York Times political correspondent, that's fascinating. I have no idea that this is how it works, but tell me, where do I find my clock? Says, well, your clock is in the other room. We're using it as a fan. It's okay, we're in Florida. We can poke fun of the New York Times here. It's safe. It's safe. But in all seriousness, it's a joke, but in all seriousness, it speaks to an issue that all of us, so many Americans, feel is at the heart of many of the frustrations that we face in our democracy today. Polls come out every year, and every year the bottom falls out of them. Trust in media, in journalism, is the lowest it has ever been since record keeping began in 1972. Today, only 16% of Americans trust the press. 16%, 1/6. There was another poll that came out, ironically, a study conducted by the New York Times, published by the New York Times, on the greatest threats to democracy. The greatest threats to democracy. Guess what ranked number 1? 84% of Americans see the mainstream media as the greatest threat to democracy. This is the one institution that is supposed to save us when all else fails. It is the backstop of democracy. It's supposed to be there to catch us when all government and other institutions fail. And it is seen by Americans as the greatest threat to democracy. And that, dear friends, is why the New York Sun has returned to the fore of the national political conversation. We were founded in 1833, 18 years before the Times. The Sun has practiced principled journalism and upheld the highest journalistic standards for 189 years. It is an all-American paper that has returned in recent months with a very advanced digital strategy, building audiences, growing fast, to reclaim American journalism, to restore American journalism, to restore love for this country in journalism. And we're delighted that all of you here have become a part of our community, of our constituency, and we invite you all to continue to do so and to participate. Now, this mission is also something that we share in common with this state and this city. You know, the state of Florida and the city of Miami are shining examples. On the New York Sun's iconic masthead, the immortal words, "It shines for all," are declared, shines for every American. Our base is New York, but our heart is in Florida. But this is a state and a city that shines like the New York Sun, but shines as a beacon to your fellow citizens and to the other states in the Union. And it's the leadership, people like yourself, Mayor Saurez, that have made that the case. And we thank you for that. And we look forward to closely following your activism, your leadership, and your trajectory for many, many years to come. So on that note, it is my great honor, on behalf of a great artist and a great newspaper, to call upon a great mayor from a great city in a great state, Mayor Saurez. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.